We actually have some good news to start with today. Obviously, this is a context of lots of really bad news, but it seems as though Dr. Anthony Fauci's completely outrageous and adversarial relationship with the White House is going to be repaired the day that President-elect Joe Biden is sworn in, just 6.5 weeks from now, because we've learned that Joe Biden spoke to Dr. Fauci and has first and foremost confirmed that Dr. Fauci, Joe Biden wants Dr. Fauci to stay in his role at the NIH as the head, essentially that the head of fighting pandemics, as the case effectively is in the United States. And in addition to this, Joe Biden has offered Dr. Anthony Fauci the role of chief medical advisor to the White House. And Dr. Fauci says that he accepted this offer on the spot. Here is video of Anthony Fauci being interviewed on NBC by Savannah Guthrie. They also spoke about a 100-day masking campaign, which Joe Biden has already asked Dr. Fauci about, and I want to talk about that as well. So let's take a look at this clip.
Joe Biden said in an interview yesterday on his inauguration, he's going to ask Americans to wear a mask for 100 days. He said just 100 days, not forever. Is that enough, or do you feel like that might put an artificial time limit on how long people may need to be wearing masks?
No, he didn't mean it that way. I spoke to him about that. What he wants, he just wants to get, and it's a good idea, uniform. He's saying, hey, folks, trust me, everybody for 100 days. Now, it might be that after that, we still are going to need it, but he just wants it, everybody for a commitment for 100 days. And I discussed that with him, and I told him I thought that was a good idea.
He also said when he spoke to you, he asked you to continue in your role, which you've had under 6 presidents, but also to serve as his chief medical advisor. Will you do that? Did you say yes?
Oh, absolutely. I said yes right on the spot. Yeah.
We have to hope that the combination of the vaccine starting to roll out, although likely a bit of a slower rollout than we would like, combined with sanity entering the White House, combined with hopefully better treatments becoming available, we are hoping that this will give us a much better March than we are likely to see in January and February. And then hopefully this will give us a better second quarter of 2021 than we are likely to see in the first quarter of 2021. And then hopefully we will have a better second half of 2021 than what the first half will be. But let's talk briefly about this 100-day mask thing. I talked about this yesterday during a live stream a little bit. This is already being framed as some kind of right-wing authoritarian nightmare police state where Joe Biden is deploying federal troops to force people to wear masks. Now, I want to remind you, the authoritarian nightmare is Trump, and Trump's leaving. It was Trump who used the military for domestic law enforcement and sent the military into protests. That was authoritarian. It's Trump who claims he won an election that he lost. That's authoritarian. It's Trump who has been attacking a free press and attacking individual journalists. That's authoritarian, and I could go on. Joe Biden can't actually affect a mask mandate. Don't forget this. When we hear about Joe Biden will ask all Americans to wear a mask, that's literally what it will be. He will ask Americans to wear a mask. He can also and will ask governors to push mask wearing and put in place mask mandates, at least from the standpoint of commerce and businesses. Joe Biden cannot legally put in place a mask mandate. So everybody's saying the mask mandate he will put in is authoritarian. He will not, because he cannot put in place a mask mandate. Now, lots of people will ignore it. Hopefully many won't, and we'll be able to work together to reduce the number of cases and the number of deaths as we start to vaccinate people, hopefully as soon as a week from today. But the big story is Dr. Fauci staying on and getting a bigger role. Government living in reality is going to come back. We really need that desperately. We also need to be revering the doctors that are spending their careers trying to keep people healthy. Under Trump, Dr. Fauci started to need full-time armed security for himself and for his family. This is not normal. That's insanity. There are very sick people in this country that made armed security a necessity for Dr. Fauci. We have to reverse that now. Now, you might be wondering, why would Joe Biden do this? Isn't Joe Biden worried and jealous that Anthony Fauci might end up with a higher approval rating than Joe Biden? And the answer is no, we're not worried about that. Joe Biden is not going to determine which doctors he hires based on whether they have higher or lower approvals. Remember Donald Trump complaining at a rally and at press briefings that somehow Fauci has a higher approval rating than Trump has. We've had terrible luck, really. It's really Dr. Fauci's bad luck when we needed him the most. And not that we didn't need him during Ebola, not that we didn't need Fauci during HIV and SARS. We did. But when we needed Fauci the most during a global 100-year pandemic, we have a president who doesn't listen to Fauci and actually attacks Fauci to such a degree that Fauci needs armed security. It's truly insane. The good news is that at least this aspect of the insanity of this administration is going to be reversed. One of our sponsors today is Helix Sleep, and it's a sponsor I'm thrilled about because I sleep on a Helix mattress at home, and it's just the perfect mattress. One of the best things about Helix is you don't have to guess which mattress do I need, which one will be good for me. You take their famous sleep quiz on their website, you tell them your body type, your sleeping position, your back pain issues you might have, and they will pair you with a mattress that will be perfect for you. I took the sleep quiz. The mattress they suggested was exactly what I needed. I often get too hot at night. The mattress keeps me cool. It's not too soft. It's not too firm. The texture is right. And I've just been getting way better sleep. You only buy a mattress every decade or so. Don't get stuck with something that's not perfect for you. And all Helix mattresses come with a 10-year warranty, and they'll even come to your house and pick it up within 100 days if you don't love it. But I think you will. All of my viewers will get up to $200 off your order, and you'll get 2 super premium pillows for free when you go to the link right underneath this video.